Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to a special edition of First Reads with your two least favorite people, Michael and Bri. So, yeah. So I am absolutely sweating because I was looking to try and find my Legion T-shirt, and I was like, where did I put it? I wanted to show off my new sexy logo, which is awesome, on the shirt, and yeah. I couldn't find it, and I was like, "Oh, fine. At least I have time." And then I looked at the time, and it was like 11 o'clock on the button, and I was like, "Oh no, I do not have time." I just I was like, "Oh God, I really need to make like life choices right now." And I was like, "Open the bottle of wine." So I made my choice, and that's all. That's it. That is exactly it.
I did find my shirt.
Oh, hardening warrior.
The wandering warrior shirt, which on the back.
Oh no!
Is Legion.
All we see is booty.
Legion.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
That was very, very nice.
Yes. Oh, my knees didn't need that very much. Oh, I'm too old for this.
Yes, time to get ahead.
Always ahead. So just throwing that out there.
Oh, you really are coughing up your lungs.
Yes, I really am.
Have you tried alcohol? Would that help?
That's a great idea. What do I got? There's some good ones here.
It'll dehydrate you.
It will dehydrate me. That's what I need.
That's exactly what we need. StreamYard link, please. Geneva, would you be able to share that into the comments for 1 person, 2 people, or 4 people? I have no idea. Hello, Naomi.
Howdy.
So, yeah, well, Naomi, this is a little bit different to the usual times that I just call, your father and just like give out shit to him. This time you're live in front of potentially 1,000 people. So, you enjoying that food? You can clearly tell. Definitely your daughter eating food.
Yeah.
So, troll in the house.
Yeah.
So as you're so rudely dying.
Yes.
Could you at least inform me if you have prepared any stupid surprises this time?
No, I literally just got home. Like 15 minutes ago, I walked in the door. Yeah, lung butter. Oh, thank you, Jay. Yes. No, I did not have time to do any crazy surprises this time around, like an entire thing. Oh yeah, except for I have this awesome fridge that now makes craft ball ice, which is nice. Fantastic. So I'm gonna have some Buffalo Trace.
Very American of you.
Yes, try and burn my throat out a bit so I can breathe. Maybe.
Well, that's good. Well, if we've learned anything from these lives, it's that I'll endlessly talk anyway, so you don't need to worry. Like, you can just sit there and drink. It'd be great. But yeah, ball ice goes well with head. Oh, Jay.
Yeah, Jay is not wrong. Whew.
So yeah, TJ, there's more than likely something else that caused that throat burning. I don't know what he could be possibly alluding to.
I have no idea. Nope. Innocent as a babe over here.
So yeah, one of the things. I guess the thing we need to talk about is, first of all, is that yes, the surprise new Legion author that we have in our roster, is yourself.
Yeah, it's great fun.
It's really exciting. I'm a little bit I need to be careful of my language here. I'm a little bit fucked off with the chat. Like they could have gotten someone shit that I would look really good in comparison to, like someone really shit. Like that would have been great. But you had like Threads of Fate, and it kind of did like fucking amazing. So like if you could just, I don't know, be shit, that would be fantastic. and maybe write a different book for your debut, because Wandering Warrior is actually pretty good. Like that would be great.
You know what I could do? I guess I could like really mess up book 2 and then in retrospect make you look good.
Yeah, I'm on board. I'm on board. But yeah, no, like Wandering Warrior, I hope you know that because of Jean and Minge, I need to really, really dig deep on trying to mispronounce the names in this.
You've got to find that spot deep inside yourself.
Yeah, look, Geneva's apparently not a fan of our plan for you to tank this too. And I have a feeling it might be because, I don't know, she's the director of Legion, but I don't know, like... eventually Mike is going to be the middle child and getting Nordon blamed for everything.
Me? I would never do that.
But I don't like this because the youngest is always the one that gets away with everything. So that means like it's him right now. And then if we get anyone else in the future, like, you know, and we will, because we, you know, probably need more than 2 writers to make it. But sorry, Jez obviously also exists.
Yes, of course.
Oh my God, does that make me the middle child? That gets away with everything? Oh, I'm on board. I'm on board with this. Well, I like it then better being the adult.
Sorry. So we are being informed right now that Jez technically has not published with Legion. Jez is published under his own name, so that does make Brian the eldest child.
Oh my God, this is great. Very happy. Yeah. Oh man, let's go. Big hype for this one. Really want to know who you are so I can be like, thanks, you. So, have you ever seen Megamind, the movie, the animated movie? It's just like, yes. I love you, Metro Man, and I love you, random citizen. That's what it feels like right now. Just an I love you, random Facebook user. Okay, let's see. But yeah, no, look, so Richie A. Stevens, cool. Good to see you, Richie. But yeah, so like we had a lot of fun. Like, so ever since the first live of the first reads, that was like one of my first times properly just like chatting shit with Michael for like a prolonged period of time. And in between that event and now, we have talked a great deal of shit. Like just hours at a time, just chatting back and forth, becoming very good friends, which has been wonderful.
It's a true story. That's a true story.
And it's been really, really fun, just like, you know, getting to know him better. And like when the news kind of broke of that he'd be joining us at Legion, I was absolutely thrilled. Because just such a great guy, great energy, and terrible taste in jokes and or, you know, food, you know, and food related, you know, but overall a great guy. So let's see.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I guess the kind of what we're talking about here. Hello, Facebook user. The kind of thing that we're going to be doing here, still jealous of the dinner, I see, Brian. Yeah, actually, Jay, we have transcended, we have evolved to a whole new layer of hatred. Michael got a new fridge.
I did.
And that fridge has like a magic door thing where you knock on it and it shows you what's inside.
Yeah, it's true. You knock twice and it lights up and it shows you what's inside. And that way you don't have to open the door and waste energy. You know, like the inner dad inside of me, the one that like can sense whenever a child touches the thermostat, you know, or like whenever people leave the lights on and they're not inside the room, that like inner dad inside of me is like so happy at the door, not having to, on the fridge. Joe Dan's like, I just asked my wife. She knows what's in the fridge. She has psychic powers. Yep.
But like, Joe Dan, is it like one of those things where you're like, you're looking for something, you look in the fridge, it's not there, you ask your wife, and then she looks in and it's right there in the center in front, and she's like, why are you an idiot? Like, that's what I hear from everyone. Now, I live alone, so I'm like, I'm on my own here. It's kind of like, if I can't find it, I'm fucked. Similar to the t-shirt situation, where I'm like, where's the t-shirt? And I've no one to ask because it's my own fault.
Where's the t-shirt? I don't know, Brian. Where's the t-shirt? Well, I don't know, Brian.
I really don't know. But like, sometimes I drink too much, so I should probably check the dishwasher to see if I put it in there. So like, you never know. Don't get to have that kind of fridge. It's because she moved it. Did your wife move the fridge, Jay? Because that would be kind of funny. It's like, how do I get food? I don't know where it is. The food machine's gone. Guess it's warm food forever. So, an idiot for many reasons, but yes, that's one of them.
Yep. I feel you, Jordan.
But so again, stuck with that shirt, Brian. Couldn't find the other one. Yeah, you know what,
Paul? So I want everyone to know that Paul makes an appearance in Wandering Warrior. I told Paul that I was going to put him in a book, and this is the book that Paul is in. Paul is in Wandering Warrior. He has a cameo in Wandering Warrior.
Oh, Xander has tonsillitis and I'm brain dead tonight. I don't know if that's Xander Boyce's carer, or if that is Jez or Chrissy. So I'm going to say Jez because of the torture him. Because Chrissy is lovely.
It's fair.
Yeah, it's definitely Jez.
Yes.
We're about to hear it. It's Jez. Yes. See, the deduction stuff. Like, I was liking that. This is, mystery. MC and I are secret lovers. Oh no, Paul, I've read your character. I would love to say you come out of it well, but Jesus Christ, it is the most apt description of you in a fantasy world, or many of you in a fantasy world.
Yes. Yeah. It's really more of there's a race of Paul. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer to pronounce it the Paul.
Paul? Yes, the Paul. The Paul are a very dangerous woodland creature that everyone must look out for. Yes.
It really does kind of fit, because it is a time of hassle. So it's like when the Paul arrive, it is a time of hassle. Yes. So that's very much Paul hassle time. So
yes.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. Whenever my dev editor was reading it, he was like, "This has to be somebody you know," and I was like, "Yes, it is." He's like, "Okay, well, we'll leave it then." Yes, we must leave it. But yeah, no, it's fantastic. I told Paul it would happen, and it happened. And it is glorious. People are probably going to read it and be like, I have no idea what is happening right now, but it doesn't matter, because anybody that is in on this stuff, you'll know, we'll all know.
I literally sent Michael a ping when I was reading it. I was like, hassle time. And he's like, yep. I was like, yeah, got it. And it was just really funny.
Yep.
Paul, now, Paul, because I know you're still there, and everyone else that's here that maybe hasn't seen the post, I did post it up the other day, expecting maybe one or two comments asking if people would like to be a character in Quest Academy, the story that I'm releasing next month. And I thought maybe one or two people might be interested in it. And gonna go cry in my bathroom. Take your phone so we can laugh at you while you're in there. And this is recorded, immortalized for all time. But if anyone wants to be a character in Quest Academy, just go over to the Lit RPG Legion and you'll see a post Yeah, cry. Yeah, like I love how everyone said he's going for a wank.
Tears is lube. No, I mean what?
No. Oh man. Oh man. Sorry, I feel like I missed another TJ thing. Spot deep inside yourself and then mysteriously cough.
Oh man.
So, but yeah, sorry. God, where were we going with that? Yeah, before the whole Paul thing. But yeah, you can check out that post. Anyone that wants to be a character, just follow the instructions, which are really, really vague and useless, but have fun. And we'll throw you in. So I read Wandering Warrior, and Michael was like, "What do you think of this?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm curious. I'll give it a go." And I was over at Lake Garda at the time in Italy, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to dedicate much time to this because I'm on holiday. And I'd say it was 4 a.m, and I'm there at like chapter like 32, being like, Jesus fucking Christ, I need to go to bed. So, like it'll hook you. It is moment to moment. It is action packed, and there's world building, and it's a really interesting take on the genre. I haven't seen this particular kind of trope addressed before, but before we kind of get into that, or I think you want to leave that maybe potentially as a surprise to the reader, but what I would ask you is that would you be able to explain, would you be able to maybe explain to people as to how your protagonist, James Holden, why he differs from other kind of isekai protagonists?
Well, it's because of, I mean, it's on the blurb on the back of the book. Where you pick up, where the book picks up from the character is not at the start. It's not right after he is portal fantasied from our world into a fantasy world. This is 20 years later. So he's been at it for a while. Like he's been doing this for a bit. He's a veteran at his job. He has multiple classes, multiple professions. He's an expert in his field, and he is tired of it, right? Like he is worn out. And for him, he's kind of boiled it all down to he just wants he wants it to end. Like he wants to go. He doesn't even know if he wants to go home. Maybe he just wants to know why. Why did this happen to him? Why was he chosen? Why was he sucked through a portal and given this seemingly never-ending mission to deliver justice to the people that seem to need it, but maybe don't even want it sometimes? And I think that it makes him very overpowered, but at the same time, he's overpowered. Yeah, James Holden is a pretty awesome name. He's overpowered compared to humans, but he is not overpowered in the sense of like just because you're the most powerful human does not mean that you could pick up a rock troll and throw him over a mountain. You know what I mean? Like if you were to say the world's most powerful house cat would still get eaten by a polar bear. You know what I mean? Like it's like the most powerful human can still get their butt kicked by the most powerful fantasy creature. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what makes this book fun and exciting, is that just because you're the most powerful human does not mean that you're the most powerful thing in existence.
And there's some really, really cool things to it. Like I'm going to very, very much try my best to avoid, spoiler territory. So just have your ready, okay, in case I get too close to the bone. One of the things I love from a world building perspective is how he has almost this kind of routine of how to kind of adjust to each environment, so that when you get to a point of he's now on his 20th world, it's no longer a, oh, gee golly, what's that? What's this? And it's just like, this is here. World 6. Shit. Or it's like, oh, at least it's not And it's like, at least it's not the shit from fucking World 14. That shudders. And you're like, what was on World 14? And it's just like, and you have all of these like little nuggets of information that's really, really cool. And you have all of these variations of tropes and be like, I wonder if these are the bad guys here. No, interesting. Or like, oh, this is like, clearly a good. No, it is not. And because of the kind of transactional nature of going from world to world to world, there's or what I interpreted as a transactional nature, it's a case of he goes, he does his job, he clocks in, he clocks out. And there's a kind of a ruthless efficiency that he deals with things with. So when you meet a normal, interesting, individual, you're like, it's just like, oh, there's the love interest. And he's like, nope, we need to fucking keep going. And like, and you're like, and you're like, oh, this is interesting. And it subverts the expectations in a number of ways, because you're like, this is a jaded motherfucker who has literally seen this shit and is like, nope, I'm noping out of this. And you know what? There's a job, I'm going to do it. And just like, but we can be an adventurous team together. And he's like, or I could just fuck everything up myself, or fuck all of them up myself, and, and then leave. Because that's what I do. Because they're not giving me answers.
Yeah, and it makes it a lot of fun. Like you said, it follows tropes, but it breaks tropes. And yes, Jez is absolutely right. He almost has that like fed up parent attitude where he's like, these fucking kids are at it again. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of fun. And I did that with I as authors, you try not to write you can't write the same characters in a different book, right? Because that's dangerous waters, because now you're just writing the same characters in different settings, and people are not going to read you anymore. Or at least maybe your diehard fans will, but you're not going to get any new fans, and eventually you won't be a relevant author anymore. But you can still follow you can still have your own style. And my style is to write main characters that are like super sarcastic, right? Like they're like grumpy, sarcastic. I'm going to rename my character Cake instead of Jake because of the J thing.
Yeah. No. It's a silent J. It's Yik.
Yes.
Joseph.
Yes, Joseph. Yeah. But it's I write these super sarcastic characters that that have like this been there, done that attitude, and I twist tropes. DJ's like, but yeah, in Threads of Fate, a lot of the things that I did was like purposefully make fun of the tropes that you find in cultivation novels. And readers really liked that. They really responded to the making fun of the, like one of my favorite things to make fun of is the silly names. Like they call out their attack names, like Sting of the Butterfly Kiss. And it's like, and then the main character's like, what? Butterflies don't even have lips. Like what? And so, or like dolphins flapping wings, and like dolphins don't have wings, but like it's funny. And so and so like to twist those tropes, to still have the tropes, but to touch on that fourth wall and to twist them is a lot of fun to do as an author. And
I do have to say, hey Angel, so there is one of the funny things that I really, really enjoyed. It's, the way there's all of those kind of in the Eastern kind of adaptations of the Shanshan Wuxia, that you have a lot of this, like, the face slapping, or you have the kind of the hidden master, or like, the really, really strong but appears unassuming. And it comes along with this whole kind of expectation of like, how they, conduct themselves, how they hold themselves, how they communicate, with being like, oh, you're much too young to blah, blah, blah. James Holden, as he goes into this world, it is new to him, but he has things he's able to look at and be like, oh, I understand how this works. And yet you have to appreciate that the entire world and how it works is reacting to James in the exact same way of like, who the fuck is this guy? And so he's coming down, he sees 3 fucking thugs in a bar, and like, it's just kind of like, what's this? And then they're like, haha, I reveal that I'm actually a this. And he's like, oh, cool. And then he takes out a different weapon. And they're like, what? And they're just like, will this kill you? Nah, well, give me a second. And then he utilizes a class that he has. He's just like, this'll do it. And they're like, oh, fuck. And they're like, clearly he must be. And then they're saying all these names and terminology that he doesn't that he doesn't understand. He's like, that sounds important. I'm going to make you tell me more about that before I kill you. And it's just wonderful seeing that. It's the interactions with stuff, and it's kind of like it's subverting expectations even of the characters within that world. It's like, well, clearly I'm blah blah blah, so you should clearly fall to your knees. And he's just like, are you really attached to that limb? let's test that. No, TJ. Oh my God, TJ and JD, this is going to be really hard to just announce and stuff. The Legion's 2 new studs all in one place. My heart's aflutter. Thank you very much, JD. JD's profile photo makes him look even more like a porn star. I would say that my preference is the one where he looks like he's literally setting the scene. Have you all seen the one where it's kind of like JD's profile picture is kind of like he's like the hands are out like this?
I'm like, jazz hands?
It's not even jazz hands because it's static and I have no idea if they're moving. But like I feel like that one's way more porn star, and I think he might be wearing a tank top. So I'm like, that could be a porn star one. Yes, directing a short film of his. So oh,
those are director hands. So
director hands.
By short film, what kind of short film are we talking here? No.
Were there short people in this film? Or no, it's but yeah, it's I guess to 16 short films. Looking forward to giving a go to the Maria Salvatore, the Mafia one. That looks really cool, JD. I saw the promo kind of cover for it that I want to give it a read. These are director hands touching you. Just go with it. God.
Don't worry.
Oh my God. Jay. I need more wine. So
twist it hard fast. Which is the name of your sex tape. I mean, what?
Katie, please don't go.
Oh man.
My God.
No, I saw you did an interview with JD, right?
I did. And
it was great. Yeah, it was a good one.
But it's I really, really hope that JD doesn't read Angel's like go with the flow, after he threatens to commit suicide. It's like, I'm going to commit suicide. Then just like, go with the flow. It's like, no, do not go with the flow. Stop that right now.
Not that flow.
We're going to walk a few steps backwards.
Yes,
But that's like for the fun part. How fucking dare you, Angel? This entire time is going to be fun because, oh my God, head and glass cock.
Yeah. True.
I'm definitely changing my last name finally at 52 to reflect my Native American history. I won't get shit once it's Iron Cock. Not gonna lie, you had me in the first half, JD.
Yeah,
oh God, loving it. But yeah, it's where's BJ Woods? I don't know. BJ Woods, head and glass cock. It just sounds like, it does sound like a porn lineup. Although Angelus Flavius does sound very much like a stage name for a porn star.
Yeah.
Flavius brings the flavor.
I'm dying.
Rustpecker. Oh, that's an interesting name. Rustpecker. Anyway, sorry. So I guess I can read Wandering Warrior.
At 30 minutes
chapter 1.
At 30 minutes in.
Hey, it took us like an hour and 10 last time, I think. Was it? When did we get to Justin Timberlake?
I don't remember, but I do remember. To me, Justin Timberlake was the highlight of the last time.
We did have people saying that it was, if I got a nickel for every person that thought my last name was fake, I would be giving Gates a run for his money. That's a lot of nickels. Michael, what's a nickel?
A nickel is 5 cents.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that could be any denomination.
I'm Irish. I don't know what nickels are.
I've heard of nickels and dimes, and I'm like, I don't know what either of those are. Yeah, I imagine dime is 10, is it?
Yep, you got it.
Yeah. But then a dime a dozen means what? 10, like, 12?
It'd be like 10 cents for a dozen eggs.
Interesting.
Which is what they used to cost a long time ago.
Oh man, do you want me to do voices for this?
I mean, you could try if you want to.
This will actually be my first time narrating a stat page.
Ooh, okay. Are you doing the prologue or just chapter 1?
Oh, I'm doing chapter 1 because your prologue is like, I think for the main character, it's way more fun to do like. Actually, which is your preference?
Yeah, do chapter 1 because I don't want to. I feel like the prologue gives away too much of the plot.
Yeah, no, I think chapter 1, like, because we've been talking about James Holden, and we think
need to actually talk about James Holden.
Yeah, and like the first 3 words of chapter 1 is, I think, really telling of his personality.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
We got to make sure Geneva's timing us too.
If you do better than me on a cold read, I'm quitting, lol. Oh, no, Joseph. Well, actually, sorry, Joseph, because we don't pronounce it anymore. Oh, my God. Is that what I should do with James Holden?
James
Holden.
Yeah.
Should I do this read and just the letter J doesn't exist?
Can you do it the entire way? No letter J the entire time?
I think I can. Oh my God. So in chapter 1, just becomes ust. It's like, ust to be happy. Oh my God. Gels turns into owls. And people are going to be like, this sounds shit. Oh yeah. Wait, no. I need to get Geneva's permission.
Okay.
Oh, she literally just said yes. Before I even asked her permission, she's like, yes. Oh, this is upsetting. There's only like 5 J's. How did you manage that? Why are there only like 5 or 6 J's in chapter 1?
You gotta be good at something.
No, there's more.
Okay.
Oh, Chief Ustis. Oh, this is good.
Udge.
Udge.
Wandering Warrior. Udge.
Okay. Do you want to have this open in front of you as well so you can correct in what I'm supposed to be saying? Angel, by the way, is that a guess or do you actually know that I wrote erotica for years? I was at one point in time the 13th most popular paranormal erotica author in Japan. And I sent that screenshot to my parents being like, are you proud of me? And they responded, yes. Pretending to be a woman on the internet. It was fun. I say was, I'm still doing it.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I have a personality. Jez didn't want to sign that name for some reason.
I don't know
why. So let's go. There's not a lot of J's, so I'm just going to have to really, wing it. Okay. So are we ready?
So I can correct you if you mess something up.
Yeah, it's the owls. That's the only one that people go, what the fuck are the owls? Okay, we ready for this? And I'm actually intending, pretending, Brian, quit lying. You're not pretending. I don't even know the meaning of the word. So, so to Yosef Dan, I need to apologize. So I'm going to intentionally be shit, just so you feel better about your narrating prowess. Okay, so that's my get out of jail free card, and I love you, man. Thank you for that. So, Wandering Warrior, Udge. Chapter 1. Not another one. I sighed in defeat as I trudged into town. This was only the third village I had come across since coming here, and all of them seemed to follow a similar pattern. In front of me, a scene that could have been in a spaghetti western played out before my eyes. I told myself to ignore what was happening, that I would be better off if I just kept on walking. All that went out the window the moment my gaze met with the insolent, angry eyes of the child. My lord, please forgive him. The screaming mother dropped to her knees, into the muddy road, tears blending into the rain running down her face. He is only a boy, and doesn't know how to act around his betters. Then the fault lies on your head, woman. The rotund noble was barely old enough to be called a man, but the years of opulence and non-restricted rations had already given him owls. They were painted pink at the self-inflicted outrage from a 4-year-old boy who was foolish enough to bump into him on the streets. Your lack of proper education has cost this child his hand. The mother whimpered in fear, knowing what the future prospects of a maimed boy would be. Ust be happy. I haven't decided to take his head instead. Thank you, my lord, for allowing my boy to keep his life. The woman kowtowed in the mud, slamming her forehead into the filthy muck that was ankle-deep everywhere in this God's forsaken dump of a town. Your generosity will carry on the winds to the ears of our ancestors. Of course it will, foolish woman. Now, God, give me a sword. The noble held out his hand, and the hilt of a heavy curved-bladed dao was gently placed into his soft palm. He almost dropped it when the guard let go, but the noble managed to keep its gleaming length out of the mud. The guard was already going to have to spend hours cleaning it once they got back to the umped-up hut the nobleman called his manor, so keeping the mud off it was a small mercy. He looked at the mother. You, hold out his arm. She looked up from the mud with a face twisted by horror, silently shaking her head. The noble stomped in the muck, splattering himself. The second of the 3 guardsmen who were playing bodyguard for the man in silk robes grimaced and stepped forward, kicking the woman out of the way. I'll do it, counselor. She's too weak to hold him properly anyway. The noble thought for a moment before nodding in agreement. Fine. The guard looked away as he held out the stick-thin arm of the boy. Good. Now, don't move. I don't want to miss and accidentally dent your armor. Looking at the face of the boy, I made the same kind of decision that I always made. The worst kind. The kind that always ended with me in trouble. I tightened my weapons belt more firmly about myself as I swaggered more fully in view of the ridiculous noble. The scene I created only needed a set of spurs, some 6-shooters, and the sun to be at high noon to really flesh it out. The real violation of Ustis here is your wardrobe, mister. I gestured at him from head to toe, taking in all of the slovenly noble as I worked my face into a dramatic grimace. Who wears silk robes in the mud and rain? I mean, seriously, that's a special kind of stupid. While the noble spluttered in indignation at my interruption, I paid attention to the eyes of the little boy. The white-hot rage burning in their depths was just what made me decide to interact myself into the situation in the first place. Like I said, it was the worst. It was
you said a J word?
No, it was interject. Oh, it was ust. Oh, no! No, it was... No, interject. I said interact.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Interact.
Okay.
I just said it really, really well. Interact myself into the situation in the first place. Like I said, it was the worst kind of choice to make, but even after all these years, I was never as heartless as I needed to be. I saw a little of myself in the boy, which is why I opened my damn foul mouth. And cutting off the hands of children. Does that make you feel important somehow? Come on, guy. That's the worst type of person you can be. How dare you speak to me that way? The soft-skinned noble spluttered, his formerly puffy pink cheeks turning almost as red as his silks. Guards, bring me that man's head on a pike. Sure, why not immediately ump to killing the armed stranger who strolled into town all by himself? I sighed, pulling the end of my staff out of the mud to shake the end clean. I didn't bother unclipping the mace dangling from my right side of my belt, opposite the straight-bladed Ninhato sword on my left. I mean, he clearly was capable enough to travel alone through this monster-infested lands, managed to make it past all the bandits, and still pulled off looking this good. But yeah, attacking him is the definite go-to for your classic pompous villain. I tilted back the straw hat protecting me from the worst of the steady downpour, giving them my best smile. It was important to me that they understood I wasn't lying about looking good. I even tossed a wink at the lady peeking at the door to the general store this drama was taking place in front of, for good measure. Counselor, maybe we should try talking first. The third guard was the oldest of the bunch and clearly the only one with a brain. His battle instincts must be ringing alarm bells if his sudden shifting posture were any indication. We don't even know what clan or guild he comes from. Yeah, you don't even know what clan or guild I come from, Mr. Stick Up My Butt. You wouldn't want me to make somebody mad by accident, would you? This time I winked at the nobleman. He didn't appreciate it nearly as much as the lady did. I don't care, kill him, so I can feed his body to the pigs. He was shaking now, and I half expected him to keel over from a brain aneurysm. Now! The boy scampered back to his mother the second the guard let him go, and the two took off. Man, the thanks you get nowadays. I turned my attention back to the three guards slowly approaching me, all with naked steel in their hands. The oldest guard, probably close to my age, which made me wince internally, held out an official badge and started to speak. By the order of Councillor Bright, I cut him off with a backward spin of my staff. The tip hit a clump of mud near my feet, and I flung it in his face. I didn't feel like listening anymore. Get him! The guard to my right was outraged by the dirty trick and charged with his dowel raised above his head for a mighty downward chop. I twisted my staff up high, slapping the side of his blade and knocking the sword sideways. The momentum of the heavy lump of metal meant it ended up buried at least a foot deep in the thick muck. A quick diagonal quarter swing brought the tip of my staff upside his head, and the guard face planted in the muck. He was going to take a little sleepy time break. Now, I know what you're thinking. I did my best not to sound too sarcastic, but it was hard, given the situation. The older guard was still doing his best to wipe the mud out of his eye. I almost felt bad about it because he was certainly getting pink eye after this. After all, we're talking genuine fantasy world poo water here. The guard to my left had paused when he saw what happened to his friend and was carefully watching his partner to see what he would do. What you should be thinking is, do I feel like drowning in the mud and manure of this street like my friend is right now? But what you are really thinking is, I can probably take this guy. I'm a better fighter than my friend, and I have a chance. Well, guess what, bub? I thumped his unconscious friend in the back with the end of my staff. You really aren't better than your friend, and you will most definitely drown if you try me. I took 5 quick steps backward, almost losing one of my boots to the mud. If you want to save him, roll him onto his back. You and your friend pick him up, and you go on home. Maybe have a cup of hot coffee or something. A spark of intelligence burst forth, and the man did the unthinkable. He listened. I didn't say anything while he rushed forward to save his compatriot, and he dragged his friend to the nearest wall and propped him up against it. The older guard finally got to the point where he could see and quickly oined the other two out of my way. What are you doing? You have to listen to me. I told you to kill that man, so kill him. I am a counselor, and I will not be ignored. The noble shook in impotent rage, and he pulled a short dagger from his belt as I got closer to him. No, you stay away from me. You don't come any closer. In all the worlds I have traveled, in all the lands I have walked, I don't know if I've met someone as stupid as you. I was most definitely lying. I had met some incredibly stupid people before. Now, are you right-handed or left? Worlds you have traveled? Are you insane? And what does me being right or left-handed have to do with anything? The noble was taken aback by the rapid shift in subject and tone. And why should I have to answer to the likes of you? I'll answer those in order. No, I am not insane. At least I don't think I am. With a twist of my wrists, a foot of almost paper-thin pointed metal shot out of the top of my staff and snapped into place, turning the wooden rod into a very dangerous spear modeled after an Apanese yari. I sliced it downward and horizontally, removing the noble's hands at the wrists in a blur of movement. The blade was so thin, the noble didn't even understand what had happened until his appendages flopped in the mud. The councillor's owls quivered at the mouth as his mouth opened in a silent scream and blood fountained from his severed limbs. From past experience, I knew the pain hadn't hit yet. He was just in shock. His voice came out in a trembling whisper, choked with the agony he knew he was about to hit. It was my right. I guess it doesn't really matter which hand is dominant since you don't have them anymore. The blood loss caused him to fall over and onto his side, but he still watched me.
That's
honestly?
10. That's 10 minutes.
Oh, damn it.
So close, man.
We were so close.
Yeah, you almost got to read stats.
Oh, yeah. Damn it. Okay, I'm skipping ahead to a stat screen, okay?
Okay.
No, Genevieve saying maybe it'll be okay. Like, do you honestly think that anyone from Podium will watch this for 46 minutes to get to here?
Well, it's Tantor, not Podium.
Oh, sorry, Tantor, sorry. Even better. Do you think Tantor is going to...
and not only that, but like...
since doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, will I keep going? Jez, what do you think? We're so close to the end.
Waiting on you, Jez. These are the clowns we signed.
Yeah. That's Ez to you.
Yeah.
Easy, Sean. Easy.
Yeah. I mean, I think he says do the stats. All right, so we can do the stats.
Okay, do the fucking stats. Okay.
It was so good.
It's like blah 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 blah. By reflex, I checked to see if the quest had been given long ago had finally completed. I wasn't shocked to see it still staring me in the face. It hadn't changed in a long, long time. 20 years, 20 worlds, and no end in sight. Still, I had to know. Status. Name. Ames Holden. Earth V7. Title. Chief Ustis. Arbiter. Ustakar. Executioner. Etc. Level 100 out of max. Age 27. Physical. 47. Actual. Class. Warrior. Soldier. Knight. Paladin. Mage. 5 out of 5. Profession. Healer. Alchemist. Blacksmith. Runesmith. Udge. 5 out of 5. Status. Strength. 50. Flexibility. 50. Vigor. 50. Mind. 50. Mission. Mythical quest. Deliver Ustis. World count 20 out of unknown. Legendary quest. Return home. Requirements not met. Epic quest. Find out why. Requirements not met. Rare quest. Track down Silver Star. Ongoing. Well, that confirms it. I'm still screwed.
Nice. Hell yeah, Jodan.
I am very proud of how I managed to avoid so many J's.
Yes, yeah. I think Ustakar might be my favorite.
Ustakar was super fun, not gonna lie. So I need to let you know that I cheated. I opened the document and control F, and it just highlighted all the J's, and I was like, nope, not today, bitches. It was like, that was tier Brian? I'm sorry. Like, Angel, what does that mean? That was tier Brian. Great ob, Brian. Thank you.
Great ob.
You're welcome, T. I'm sorry. Oh, A. Brian controls his F. Yeah. You're so right, A. But yeah.
Oh, man. That was funny.
Lemau.
So now that is done, how about we play Uno reverse card?
Nope. I veto this.
You don't want me to play Uno reverse card? Because I think we should hear from the audience, because in case anybody didn't notice, Brian has a book that's going to be coming out soon. That was terrifying. Hello, child.
Uno reverse child.
So, you know the printer, right?
Uh-huh.
There's a paper jam in the very back, and it says to like take it apart.
Okay.
I need your help.
Okay, well,
I tried to print like 9 different copies of the same picture so that I can make the plushie.
Okay, well, I'm kind of doing something right now. So let me handle it as soon as we're done here, okay?
Well, like how long left in the...
Well, as soon as we're done here.
Well, how long?
Normally it goes for another hour and 10 minutes, Naomi, just to manage expectations, but it could be done sooner than that.
Yes, so just let me finish this, okay?
Hour?
No, you can also ask your mom. She knows how printers work too. Okay.
I really hope this is where Tantor try and be like, let's see if there's infringement happening, and be like, conversation about a printer?
Or you can ask Katie. She's an adult, 18 now.
Oh my God. I literally just told you, Osif, that I counted them. Oh God, I need to reopen that fucking page, and I closed it. I will come back to that question because you didn't specify a time limit, Osif. So I will do that. Can Mike even last long enough to read a sentence before dying? So my story isn't actually funny. So, like, I guess he'll survive.
Yeah, I probably will. I mean, I've survived a lot worse than a cold.
Oh my God, you have to do it without J's as well.
Without
according to Geneva. Oh, do you want to pick another? Oh God, like another whatever letter? You do, just don't pick S.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking, what about the letter D?
Demons. You know what? I'm going to outsource this. Osif, give us a letter that we are not to use for our Quest Academy.
I could do M's, no M's. Or V. V is a fun letter to do without.
Yeah, we could absolutely do V. In the house. So, okay. I think you should just pick one yourself. You. He said you. Oh. No every U is going to be yo. I love it. So the letter U. Okay.
No letter U. Okay. All right. So as I was saying before my child snuck up on me and was super creepy about it. Brian, as we all know, has his book coming out, Quest Academy, Silvers, which I have also read. And it's pretty freaking fantastic. It's much more slice of life than my style of writing, which is mine is more action. Brian's is more slice of life. And I'm not normally a big slice of life reader. I don't normally like it. But Brian's was so character focused.
There's so many U's. The whole fucking thing is like yellow. And I'm like, oh no. Like, how are you going to pronounce luxury on the third line? Luxury. It's a fucking vowel, man.
Luxury.
Oh, man.
Luxury. Luxury. Luxury.
Oh, my God.
Luxury. I could read the entire thing in Arabic.
I kind of want to hear it, but I want people to like the story. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love how I love how Xander's tonsillitis has been forgotten. It's been like, nah, fuck the kid. This is way more fun. You'll grow your tonsils back. It's fine.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Geneva just said replace all the U's with I's.
Oh my God, no one will understand a thing. This is amazing. Let's go.
Okay, or no L's.
Okay.
Okay,
no
so
L's.
all right. So no L's or replace U's with I's.
I think for still a lot of L's. I think L's would be funnier because following is fooing.
So if I do the replace, we don't have to time it.
Oh well, that is. You know what, Michael? I believe in you.
Okay, hold on. To do this, I need to highlight, copy, and paste. Oh, dang it. How am I going to do this with the table?
There's a table in fucking... No, there isn't. Not in chapter 1. Oh, there is.
There is.
God, I forgot about that.
I'm just going to... Okay, hold on. Okay, if I do enable editing... No, stop it! Why did it do this? It just did a thing.
TJ, I'd like... by the way, if you all feel bad that you don't have a copy, we have a beta readers group that obviously authors are allowed in. So if you become an author, you get to read other people's stories ahead of time. But we have a fantastic collection. Richie's one of them. Brilliant fucking readers that catch shit, which is great.
So I'm replacing all the U's with I, right?
Oh my God, suffering from pepcac. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. It means you. Did everyone else enjoy the error message? Because I did.
11,635 replacements.
Okay, so the book is long. And as you can probably tell, I use letters a lot in my words. So that's a positive. 205,000 words, I think, is in the whole thing.
Which is a lot of words. It's a whole lot of words, Brian. In fact, I remember distinctly making fun of you at many points.
Best luck with that, Angel. And hopefully we see you back.
Yeah, hopefully see you soon. Okay. So what I was saying before, now that we know what we're doing, and I have completely destroyed this book. Brian wrote a book that is so well developed with his characters that I lost an entire night's sleep. Like, I could not put it down. It was so good. And like I said, I am not normally a person that likes more slice of life tilted. Jesus Christ, child, what?
Just when he was saying nice things. It's almost when he's complimenting me.
Uh-huh.
So, there's a piece of paper stuck like inside the printer.
Okay.
And Mommy, she can't help because her hands hurt, and Katie just yelled at me about it. So.
Okay, well, you're just gonna have to wait till I'm done. Okay.
How long? How long is that gonna
You
be?
can just wait. Okay. Let me do this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, just give me a second. I'm just booking in a vasectomy.
Oh my goodness.
Don't. Geneva's message is evil.
12 is such a fun age. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes. So yeah, Brian did such a good job of developing these characters that yeah, I know, right? He did such a good job of developing these characters that I could not put it down. I had to know what happened. Like there was no way I could go to sleep without finding out the end. And I am totally shipping two characters. My children taught me what the word shipping means, and so I'm totally shipping two of the characters. And Brian better make it happen, or I will be seeing Brian both at Dragon Con and in February in Ireland, and so he better be very careful with his choices.
Oh dear Lord. Is he FedExing the leg? It's on its way.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yes.
So I think the first and only caveat that I'll give before Michael gives his glorious rendition of this is that the main character's name is Salvatore, and Sal is what he goes by. But since L's are now being...
No, it's no, the U's are now I's.
Oh, excellent. Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
oh my
U's
God.
Are now I's.
So the second word is smiled, and that's going to be smewed?
No,
I'll leave it up to you.
No. Like I said, the U's are I's. So smiled is fine.
Oh.
But uninformed is now uninformed.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Okay, is everybody ready?
Nope.
All right, it's my turn. It's my turn to do a cold read. And everyone remember that I have never once in my entire life ever thought to myself, man, I would make a really great narrator. Literally ever. That's never been a thing. Okay. Quest Academy, Silvers. Chapter 1, First Class. Okay, and then my computer froze. Give me a second.
If the text is still on the screen, freezing shouldn't matter.
No, it won't scroll.
You are a master of suspense. Got to give you that, though.
Gotta be good at something. All right.
You feel English? That impossible.
Chapter 1, First Class. Sal smiled at the uninformed attendant who had lifted the velvet rope on their arrival. His parents walked in front of him, stopping at the rope of the luxury carriage while they waited for the guests ahead of them to go inside and find their compartment. Teetering on his heels, Sal glanced down the platform at the vast crowds of people packing onto the train. There were no velvet ropes or attendants in those sections, but rather a host of security professionals who weren't afraid to shove passengers back if there was a moment of uncertainty. Sal examined the mointed turrets atop the train carriage. Each of them was primed and ready, rotating in intervals to ensure full coverage and protection. A quick glance forward cast Sal to meet his father's gaze, who looked at him expectantly. "You're wanting for an invitation there, Sal?" He made a sweeping gesture at the area outside the train carriage. "It'll still be here when you graduate. Don't worry." With a nod toward the carriage interior, Pedro started forward, bit paced abruptly. "Soph, can you bring that small case?" "Yes, that's the one." Sal stepped... Hold on.
I'm laughing at there was a but paused abruptly turned into beat peels abruptly.
Yes, that's the one. Sal stepped onto the carriage, following his parents along the narrow corridor. His mother stopped abruptly in front of him, her shoulders tense. What is it now? You'd swear these people have never been on a train before. Her sentence finished with gritted teeth. Pedro turned around, a weary grin on his face. This might actually be their first time. Be nice. Sal might end up being friends with their kid. Sophia gave her son a pointed look, as if to say, don't yoy dare. Chuckling to herself, Sal leaned against the wall and looked out the window opposite, showcasing the Bistling metro station. There was only one track, and it operated a single service. The train consisted of over 30 carriages, and with mointed turrets adorning each one, it was by far the safest mode of transport between reclaimed zones. Sal leaned closer to the window and looked to his left, wanting to see the crackling red barrier in the distance. Their train was going to pierce through it after gaining speed and blitz through it to the next safe zone, before the demons would have a chance to react. Any that were licky enough to be in proximity to the train would find out just how powerful the turrets were. To prepare for departure, a shimmering reflective shield slid down the exterior of the train, covering Sal's view. He barely had time to turn away from the reflection before the headache began. His father gave him a reassuring smile from farther ahead as he looked back at Sal. You shouldn't avoid it. It's good training for them. He pointed at his own silver irises that brimmed with magical energy. Sal's eyes were practically identical to those of his father, but only in appearance. Their capabilities were miles apart. Attention passengers. We will shortly depart Silver Sanctuary. Please secure yourselves appropriately. We estimate a red zone time of just under 5 minutes. So please do not move from your assigned areas until we've safely entered the next safe zone. This service will stop at the Sage Community Hospital, Memorial Square Cemetery, Gardens, Guild Towers, Upper Mercantile, Quieter, Guild Towers Lower, Quest Academy. Sal perked up at the announcement of his destination. Both his parents looked at him, but their emotions were wildly different. Petro's face was a mask of pride, while Sophia's was filled with barely concealed apprehension. A huge sigh of relief brought Sal out of his reverie as Sophia finally moved forward with Petro's small case still in hand. The offending family who held them up was nowhere to be seen, and Sal knew they were lucky to have escaped his mother's wrath. The luxury private cabin was very much worth the wait, with a plush interior and its own private bar. With oit so much as missing a beat, Petro practically shouted his order to the waiting bar attendant as he turned on the television. He manually changed the channel from a nearby interface, looking for something on the list of channels. Internetwork. Before Sophia or Sal had even sat down, the sound of breaking news filled the cabin. Sal sighed inwardly. Everything was breaking news these days, and people from his father's generation were addicted to listening in to it. Initial outbreak on 5th Street. Grade 2 demons sighted. Leecher and Prowler. Response team dispatched from the Reclamation Guild. Paradox. Residents are advised to stay in their homes until evacuation teams arrive. Oir in police analysts have determined that if this outbreak escalates and we lose Fifth Street, our quarterly territory loss will be 4% higher than last reported. Reports of classist bullying on the refugee cruise liner Darwin have resulted in calls for reform. Over 60% of surveyed refugees have stated that they'd prefer to take their chances on the mainland rather than suffer within the guaranteed protection of the mobile floating fortresses. We have yet to receive a comment from government officials regarding the report. Queest Academy is about to welcome a new cohort of cadets this week. Thousands of students will travel from the neighboring districts, aspiring to earn an official place in the academy. The introduction of a formalized education system for heroes has long been called for by the United Guilds Association. They hope to discover new talent for the guilds while redicing the training time of new recruits. Without a word, Petro spun in his chair and pointed at Sal, grinning. He turned his head and craned it closer to the television, as though he was trying to hear it more clearly. My son, off to join the academy. His light-hearted banter was rewarded with a small gasp from across their room. All three of the Argento family turned to glance at the girl who was serving drinks. Her eyes were wide as she looked at Sal, as though she seen him for the first time. A half-second later, she gave him a wide smile before getting back to the drink preparation. Sal laughed at that, raising an eyebrow as he met his father's gaze. If it wasn't a mandatory enrollment, I'd have guessed you were trying to get rid of me. Petro's smile didn't leave his face as he waved his hand in the air, as though suggesting that there might be some truth to that statement. His eyes didn't leave the screen as he listened to the ongoing news report. A recent artifact expedition returned with great results. It marks the 8th consecutive delving mission, with specialist guild the Delvers breaching the demonic portals and recovering high-value weaponry and equipment. We've been informed that the Argento action, yeah, I'm going to go with action, has yet to reveal details of these new artifact acquisitions. But a statement has been made by the guild master of the Delvers Guild, Shade. We're confident that this is our best hail yet. When asked for details regarding casualties suffered during the expedition, Shade refused to comment. There has been a rising negative sentiment toward the Delvers Guild, with the public criticizing the reckless endangerment of heroes, as well as the guild's conniving refusal to push the front lines with the reclamation guilds. I think guilds is my favorite word. Okay.
Push becoming pish is my new favorite. Man, this is fucking breaking me so much. There was so many fucking U's in there.
Yeah.
That I just feel bad for you.
Yeah, this is hard. That's what she said.
Oh, God.
Okay. We are not...
You are paid... No. You can tap out if you want.
Yeah, we are like not even halfway, are we?
Yeah, you're on page 7 of 12.
Okay. Yeah, I'm tapping, man. You write long stories.
Yeah, like it is. That is like, no, every chapter is kind of like, I don't know, 2,500 words, but like it's that is that was something, man. Like I'm gonna just say that was something. I have never hated my story more. It was, but I really felt like there was a moment where you're like, this service will stop at Sage Community Hospital, Memorial Square, Cemetery Gardens, Guild Towers, Upper Mercantile Quarter, Guild Towers, Lower Quest Academy. And for you, that was like, Mercantile Theater, Guild Towers, Lower. It was.
I was starting to. I kind of started to feel a little drunk. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, because it was like my brain was trying to autocorrect as I was trying to force it to say the wrong word out loud. Yeah. I was seriously, like, I was starting to feel a little dizzy, and I was like, what is happening? Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
The police are there. They've heard.
Yeah, no, sorry. My Alexa just started fucking playing music, and I'm like, that's terrifying. Give me 1 moment.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Did the girls call you, by the way? I texted them to call you.
That was very funny.
Yes.
I was like, someone's breaking into my house and is also laughing downstairs. And I was like, no, that's music. But why? What did I say that was like, maybe Brian wants music now?
It heard you having a stroke. And it was like, let's put in some background music.
This is how he'd want to die. To Adele. You would like to die to Adele. Like, no.
Did you get it fixed, kiddo? Yeah. Okay, good. The paper jam is fixed.
And what you have taught is initiative.
Indeed.
Or how to bother someone else to get your problem solved. Either way, parenting.
Yes.
Welcome to Magical Thunderdome, bitches. It's that was entertaining. Now, for everyone that's confused, essentially chapter 1 is Sal getting on the train from Silver Sanctuary, which is his kind of home district, and they are going through a red zone towards Quest Academy. His father's listening to some news networks, and it's essentially what happens when they go through the kind of the red zone, which is the demonic, the barriers that keep the demons at bay. Listening to a few news reports of like what's been going on in the world, which is kind of fun. So it's
and I feel like so I feel like the piece that I left out is the part where he looks back at the train after they've made the pass from one city to the next, and he looks back at the train, and it's like shredded. Like there's turrets ripped off, chunks of the roof have been torn free, and so like it kind of right at the start, right at the very beginning of the chapter, like nothing happens to the characters because the train does its job and protects the citizens, but it's like, what are they up against when they're not behind these barriers? Like, just how bad is this demon incursion?
But like it's so I guess it's just to kind of give you a kind of a taste of the red zone. I'll read that out in a bit, but just to kind of give you an idea. But to give you an overall idea of what Quest Academy is, because I don't think I've actually done that. Quest Academy is a story that I've wanted to write for a very long time. It had a lot of kind of themes that I love, and I always wondered how cool it would be to like create an academy for kind of like superheroes. And it's essentially 60 years into the kind of the world as we know it now, kind of loosely based off a built-up city in the States. And you essentially have 60 years ago, or around our current time period, portals opened, that demonic portals opened all across the world. And they just poured demons out into our, environment. Like they were not pushed back. They were essentially just kind of like tried to be contained and stuff. And as those portals like kind of just bled essence, the the kind of the ether or magic energy from their lands, it pumped into our atmosphere. And as time kind of passed and progressed, humanity has been pushed back into slight, like small pockets of civilization. And we're now at the point where these barriers are the only things that are keeping the demons at bay. And we have like a whole host of guilds, the reclamation guilds, the frontliners, everything like that, that are really just pushing back to try and take back some of the territory that's been lost over the years. And the essence itself that's been pumping into our atmosphere has started to kind of mutate and evolve the individuals. Superhero school, Mother of Lang. So thank you. That does sound cool. But it's this is a really, really fun one for me to write. Because you have all of these, like the youngest generation or the people that are like kind of enrolling into the academy are the strongest people in existence, because as time goes on, the next generation is always stronger because of the atmospheric essence in the air. So like you really do have them being the next kind of hope for humanity. And Quest Academy is a place for them to be trained up to kind of be those heroes that the world needs.
I think that was one of the funnest things about the world, is that like it's like every generation is a new set of powers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's like the longer that people are in existence in this world, the longer they have the longer they're exposed to essence, so the more powerful they become. So it's mm-hmm. like, you know, the last generation, yeah, they're super powerful heroes because they have all this experience and stuff. But the new generation, once they get up to speed, they're going to outshine them, and their kids will be even more powerful than them, and so on and so on. And yeah, and so and since 60 years is a long time, but it's still so new that nobody knows. Nobody knows what all the powers are yet.
And yeah, it's everyone. So TJ that you can see in the comments, TJ Lombardi is actually Professor Lombardi. And his ability is very, very interesting. So one of the things that I love to do is to make it more personal to me and to make it a lot more resonant. So people are like, your characters are so well fleshed out. It's like, they're typically my interpretations of the people I know and care about. So I put in all of my friends as characters and stories. And people like, it's Lombardi's teaches the skills class, which is how to teach the students how to harness their abilities and how to increase their internal cores to make themselves more receptive to essence, so that they can build and unlock the full potential of their abilities, which is really, really fun. But Ryan is my friend. Yeah, I'll take it back, TJ. Don't you make me.
Did you see Joe's question?
Sorry. So, Joseph, so was it generally written in huge sprints, or was it more of a smooth and steady? It was an interesting mix because, and it's going to be badass, man. So, sorry, Joseph, Better Water is going to be badass, or bad and an ass. Who knows? Like it's but it's so it was written in sprint. So the first week, to give you full context on this, I was writing a series called Wild Cards over in Royal Road. And I wrote that because I was infuriated by Ready Player One, because it had so much potential and I didn't enjoy how it was done. And I was writing Wild Cards, and it got to the point where I didn't feel like I was able to do the story justice. What was in my head and what I was writing down, they were worlds apart. And I needed to take a break because I had very expectant readers. People were like kind of pressuring me, like, when's the next chapter? When's the next chapter? And it wasn't fun for me. So what I needed to do was I needed to just kind of take a break from it and write something new. Quest Academy was supposed to be a palate cleanser of a story that I thought would be really, really fun. And I just started it off, and I wrote 50,000 words during a working week, where I work full time as a recruiter for a games company. And in 1 week, I literally wrote 50,000 words, and it was the most amount of words I had ever written in like such a short period of time. The other day, last week, on Tuesday, I wrote 14,000 words because I have been loving this world so much. And it's just, it flows. Now, I have some kind of structures in place, and I have certain beats that I need to hit and that I want to hit, but I let the characters guide me on how to best portray their stories, and I leave enough seeds in place so that they can be picked up every so often or planted in certain positions, so that they eventually flourish in time and it all comes together. So that's how I typically write the story, and it's quite enjoyable. And I hope it's just as fun to read as it is to write, or if not more so. But no, Quest Academy is one that has incredible longevity as well, because the first trilogy is more than likely going to be taking on semester one, and that might seem like not a lot as time has passed, but when you think about how in depth all of the different classes are, how you're exploring these different team formations, the things that are happening, going through it, and stuff like that. We've made jokes that people will literally earn a degree in the time that it takes me to get to the characters to earn a degree. So if all goes according to plan. But no, it's been really, really really fun to write. And I think that there could be a lot of books in the series. Without it being needlessly padding, because there's so much to do. And as I've already said about the state of the world and the guilds needing graduates, there's going to be 3 years of Quest Academy, and they need to be qualified, and you need to follow a character who is a support class hero, who is terrified of demons, has never even seen one, and has never aspired to be a hero. And you follow his journey of how he's going to kind of learn, develop, and grow over time at Quest Academy, the friends he makes, the connections he makes, and the eventual destiny that he decides for himself and the world decides for him. So that's kind of Quest Academy in a nutshell.
And I think it's so funny that for you, it was taking a break from like your main series, which at the time was Wildcards, to do Quest Academy. And for me, yeah, it really is. Quest Academy is absolutely incredible. For me, Wandering Warrior was literally a fever dream. Like, so for those that don't know, Brian already knows this, but for those that don't know, I was writing 2 series at the same time already. It was Threads of Fate and Year of the Sword, the series I'm writing with Dakota Kraut. And I caught COVID, and I had a fever of something like 105 degrees, and I was out of it. My brain was blitzed, and I was in bed. And at some point, I got out of bed, came to my chair, to my recliner, grabbed my laptop, wrote 5 chapters, the first 5 chapters of Wandering Warrior, and posted it on my Patreon page, and then went back to bed. And then it was like 2 days later when the fever had broke and I was finally feeling better and I was okay. And I got on my Patreon page, and there was like all these messages from my patrons like, what is this? What is this great story? This is fantastic. And I was like, what is this story? What is I had no idea. And so I read it, but then once I read this story that apparently was floating around in the back of my head that even I didn't know about, and my fever dream me knew about, but like it was straight up subconscious. And it's so funny because if you read it, the first 5 chapters are almost untouched. They are almost precisely, almost exactly the same from what my fever dream self wrote. There's almost no editing. They didn't need to be edited. They were almost perfect whenever I wrote them. Like there was almost no editing necessary. Almost no changes were made whatsoever. It's freaking crazy. But that became like I call it my cool off story. So like while I was focusing on Year of the Sword or Threads of Fate, and I would get stuck on either one of those to kind of cool my brain off, I would jump off. Yeah, I totally agree, Jodan. Like I would jump on I would jump on Wandering Warrior and just work on that. So Wandering Warrior actually took me like a good 6 months. The first book took me like a good 6 months to write because it wasn't my main focus. I was focusing on the other 2 stories. And then once it got close to finishing, that's whenever it started talking with Jez and Geneva and Chrissy about it, and now here we are. But yeah, it was pretty nuts to go from fever dream to book. And you're like, Brian's all like, I'm very deliberate and I have this story living in my head and I want to.
Yeah, and I wrote it. It was book 1, and now I'm like, ooh, like, it's like, no, I'll be honest with you. This is so funny because, like, I've been accused of, not accused. Sorry, that's the wrong word. I write in a certain way, and with wild cards, when I wrote it over on Royal Road, now, like, it did get to number 7 on Royal Road. It was very successful. It was very popular. But it was still niche because it was VR. And when people see VR, they're like, nah, this is shit. I'm tapping out. But when people read it, they were like, holy shit, they spend a lot of time in the real world in this story. Nice. I think you're sleepwalking. Yeah. That's a very real thing. As long as it doesn't close on your dick, you're good. But yeah, so it's so when I was writing wildcards, one of the many things was like, man, you know, Brian's writing, or they thought my name was James at the time. I was writing under James Northman, and they were like, oh man, he's writing 2 worlds, and I really feel that if he was to write just 1 world, it would be incredible. They want to spend more time in the real world than in game, because they love the political intrigue, the subterfuge, the back and forth, the sponsorship deals, all of these different things that I love adding to story. I love the business side of things. And you'll see that in Quest Academy with the kind of the administration class, how they try and earn the in-academy currency, Q-Cred, and how they, deals with the auction floor. Because Sal, his parents are, they own the Argento auction. He is the son of an auctioneer. And he is essentially, seen as an appraiser and can go in and just like look with his eyes at items and stuff. But there's a lot more to him than that.
Yeah, don't give away too much though.
I won't give away too much. But it's fun. But the thing is, just being able to write in one specific world and build out that world, and still able to really just embrace the kind of classist themes and the kind of like, how things operate and how people interact with each other. I absolutely love it. And the characters are so much fun. So much fun. Like Lars reached out to me and he was like, okay, this guy's my new favorite character. He's such an unapologetic bastard. He's like, and it's, all I'm going to say is Barry. So to give you context on it,
yes, Barry is a very fun character.
Yeah, but pooped, showered, and ate dinner, not necessarily in that order, and you're still going. Did you poop in the shower and or eat in the shower? Paul, asking for a friend. The friend is Michael. But yeah, it's but yeah. Is there any other questions that anyone has of the 3 people still watching? Sorry, that's mean. I'm sorry, Geneva, you're still here. 4 people still watching. I'm trying to stomp it down the drain. It's called a waffle stomp.
I'm dying.
Paul, I can't wait for you to find out your character in Wandering Warrior.
It's fantastic.
It's apt.
You're gonna love it.
And Paul, go to Legion and put in your fucking request for a character. Otherwise, I'm going to make all the decisions, and you're not going to like it. I will figure out a way. Like, I might actually make you some absolutely fucking incredible hero. Like you've seen the other guys, when it's fucking The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson and the jump, aim for the bushes.
Uh-huh.
I'll literally have that as Paul being like, don't worry, guys, I got this. And then literally gets chunked. And it'd be like, ooh, that was a waffle stomp.
Oh, man. That's so much fun.
Just realized Paul's character, in Wandering Warrior.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah,
TJ was one of the beta readers too. Yeah, it's great, isn't it, TJ? You saw it.
But yeah, no, it's But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to writing Michael's character in Quest Academy. It's more than likely going to come up soon. It has to be before they start going towards the more dangerous elements of the curriculum. Because to give you a little bit more context on Michael's character, he is a lecturer of a module called Resilience. And it's all about facing fear, conquering fears, motivation, moving forward, and things like that. However, Michael's ability is one of the coolest fucking abilities. That is so fucking so broken. Is that he has the most incredible healing ability out of everyone. However, he can only heal himself. So his resilience is that he's able to fucking just like carry a bomb and just go into a dungeon and be like, don't worry guys, I'll take care of this, because he's like not immortal, like he's still going to feel pain, but he's like, I'll survive. So that's essentially what we're going to try and work with.
Yeah, and the basis of that is because I've been through a lot of things physically, and I'm still alive.
Yeah, just coming out absolutely chunked and being like, oh my god.
Yeah.
just like, what did we learn, kids? As you're still on fire, your face melting. It's just like, that a powerful mindset can overcome anything. And everyone's like, no, that's not how it works for everyone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, things.
Physical therapy.
Yeah. After dealing with what I've dealt with physically, you will need therapy.
Oh man,
Jez is one of my favorite characters though in the story.
Oh yeah, for sure. Jez is a very fun character as well.
I'm not going to go into what they do and stuff like that. I'll just say their subjects. Professor Sinclair teaches survival. Lars teaches field, so as in like how to go out in the field and how to like, it's kind of like parkour and fucking navigating destruction. You have Jez who teaches administration,
which is funny. It's so funny.
It's so funny. It's like that is not someone that should be teaching administration. It's someone that absolutely should be teaching administration, but could more than likely be better suited somewhere else.
Yes. That's what makes it so funny.
But yeah. But field, how to hide behind a bush. There are no bushes in the war zone. But yeah, no, it's good funny. It is quite fun. It's like, fucking Lars in his first module teaching people how to use a zip line. No one has upper arm strength. They're like, I have an ability. I know. Fucking face planting into the mats. Sorry, mats. I know. But yeah, so I guess, are there any other questions that people might have either about Wandering Warrior or about Quest Academy that we might be able to answer? Because we'd be more than happy to answer them. But if not, we'll probably wrap up. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about, Michael?
I think I'm good. I mean, I think you did a great job reading the
Quest Academy will be out on the 18th of July. It's available for pre-order. Geneva will more than likely have the links for that. And that Wandering Warrior Judge Judge is going to be out on the 8th of August. And we will be getting audiobooks, but more details to follow on those, on sort of like timelines, the narrators and stuff like that. We'll be talking about that down the line. Geneva's just put in the first one there for Quest Academy. I'll be putting in Wandering Warrior in a moment. Yeah. So those are the dates, and we are both very hard at work on our book twos, which is quite fun. We were just going through stats and stuff with that, but those are things that'll be shared later, and we'll see.
Yeah, if you sign up for the newsletter, you guys can get updates on where we're at, what our statuses are. I think you even get where Jez is at. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
if Jez
those stat tables.
Yeah.
But like, it's so funny though, because you can't ask Jez where he's at because it changes every like hour. Because another 5,000 words has been added somewhere, and you're like, no. Like, it's like you probably have to ask Jez like 2 minutes before the fucking post is sent, and then even then, when people receive it, it's inaccurate.
Yeah.
Man is just a beast. He's just a beast.
Yeah. Well, it's funny for mine, Brian. So they requested the updates on where we were at, and Brian's like, oh, I've basically an entire one of Brian's books is the equivalent of 2 of mine, because Brian writes ridiculous. Brian and Jez both write these huge books, right? Well, so Brian is like, gives this update with this ridiculously huge amount of words, and I'm like, I have the equivalent of like 1 or 2 of his chapters done, but I'm like, I'm still finishing the last few beta reader edits on the first book. Like, come on, guys. Cut me some slack.
If you go to Lit RPG Legion, Paul, there's a post there from me saying Legion, ! And then asking 3 questions. And it's essentially your first name, last name. And then it's like what class type you'd like to be, as in like would you like to be offense, defense, controller, healer, or support? And then which color you'd be in. So kind of like your house, because there's different cohorts. 1,000 first years, they're separated into 10 different colors. And then they're all kind of like in there. So, but yeah. And so yes, when I was asked for my stats, I was like, I didn't write the post in crayon. That's why Paul didn't see it.
Oh, yeah, Marines.
Yeah. Well, so Paul, I'm actually not racist because none of the colors are white. Get fucked. You're the problem, bitch. Yeah. So yeah. What was I going to say there? But yeah, no, it's a bit of fun. The post of so I am currently halfway through Quest Academy Book 2. It is 96,000 words, 96,918 words at the moment, and so I've a few wee deadlines coming up that I'm going to be working through it. I would hope that it'll be the same size as Book 1, coming in around 200,000 words. But it might end up being a bit shorter. But there's a few beats I want to do, and obviously I'm only going to wait until like it's the best it can be, and then we hand it over to the editors who are like, "This is horseshit, and we need to change everything." And I'll be like, "Cool, thank you for your help.
So kind.
I appreciate you so much. Jez does not pay you enough." And yeah, and then I go and have a wee cry. Because most authors, they're like, oh yeah, it's only 180,000 words or 120,000 words, but I'll add another 10 or 15,000 with edits. I'm like, you guys you gain more words with edits? They take mine away. I had 215,000. I lost 10K.
Because you have so many words, Brian.
Yeah, that's it. That is exactly it. But yeah, it's been funny. But it's really cool though. Like in Book 2, I've gotten to add in Harmon Cooper's character and Michael Chatfield's character, which have been really, really fun to put in. But yeah, it's been good. Now, Head will be coming eventually. That sounded wrong. Or
right.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Oh my god, we've actually accidentally guilt tripped Jez into actually he forgot to put in his word counts and stuff, and he's literally just been like, "Oh shit, I forgot." To be like, it's great. Can I write? Try my best. I know like 100 words. Oh, Joseph, I really, really want to, enlist you in this. I don't know though. Sorry, Jazz. I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. It was really funny. But we know the words.
You guys live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh.
I love the self-awareness that you have that Naomi just whoop.
This one's Katie.
Yeah, this one's smarter.
Yeah.
No, older. Sorry. I didn't put in a recorded fucking video that I think Naomi is stupid. No, she's just a child.
Yes.
And the printer's working. Everyone wins.
Yes.
Joking. I'll write my own and you can call it trash. Hey, I don't call anything trash. I just don't read shit. So I'd be like, oh, buddy, I never got around to reading it. I totally didn't. I hated it. So it's just like, it's on my to be read to preserve your feelings. I'd read it and I hated it. It was actually really funny with Michael though, because there were so many things and themes because we're so different in terms of our stories. That how I write and how he writes are so different. And I found myself looking for certain things in his storyline that I really, really wanted to be like, these are the components I would need for it to really resonate with me. And he was like, well, it's not that kind of story in this way and this way and this way, but it has this, this, and this. I'm like, and you do those things exceptionally well. But I actually had to put the story down for a moment because there was a chapter
that really made him mad.
I was infuriated and I tried to frame it in a way where there was a few little niggling things, and then that chapter I was like, you know what, Michael, we're gonna have a chat. And we had a chat, and that was you'll all know it when you get to the chapter, or if you know what, Paul, you won't know which chapter it is. No, I guarantee you. No. It's like there are two types of people. Those who have been in the military and understand how the world works, and me. The Brian category is like, no, I really, 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 really don't like this. And Michael's like, I wonder if other people think the same. And his fucking editor comes in and be like, geez, you let them off easy. I'm like, bitch. Why am I the minority? Why am I the minority? But it was very funny.
Yes.
But yeah, and it's we've had a few of those of back and forth. It's like, as I'm your friend and as we're both writing and we're both trying to help each other, I want to give you some, constructive criticism. And then that deteriorated to the, why are you not nicer to this character, Michael? He is the best character. Sorry, they are the best character. Could be anyone.
Yeah.
Why specifically is this not the main character? And then he's like, do you want to spoil it, Brian? And I'm like, absolutely. And then I was happy. So yeah, it's it is all ahead of you. But any story that's able to invoke those emotions rather than that was a story. Well done, and you are now erased from my memory. Versus other stories that will continue to haunt you and just wake up being like, chapter 36. And it's like, as a disclaimer to everyone in the audience, he has changed the number of chapters, so you'll never know where it is.
That's true.
It's one below or one above.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be chapter 36, and it was probably 3 o'clock in the morning for you, and my messenger was like ding 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 ding, it's Brian just blowing me up like, Michael, why did you do this? This is bullshit. You need to change this. There needs to be repercussions for these actions.
I was a little invested, and I apologize.
Yeah. No, you know what, though? That's good, though, because it means that you were invested in the story. And I wrote a story that means that you were emotionally engaged with the characters.
Very much so. I think we need to put up Joseph's last thing of his synopsis of his next story. So, Cake got hit by a truck. Wake up. Sky purple. Ooh, he punched things hard. Love interest. Pretty girl. Eyes green like boogers. Still not as bad as what I've read in the genre.
Fair. That is
also
fair.
I will point out that Michael said that, Brandon was like, Michael. But this was through text. So it was actually Mikael, because I spell his name wrong all the time. I do E-A-L because I literally write so fast that I'm always wrong. And I'm like, oh no, I hit enter. Like, and he's so annoyed.
Yeah. That's funny.
This will not go unfinished, Michael. Don't answer that question. Don't answer that question. It's a long ass list.
There's so many.
Yeah. I just enjoy the side effects.
Paperwork.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah. A lot of paperwork, but at least your printer works. What are you drinking now? Is that grape?
No, it's vitamin water. I need my vitamins.
No, that was aimed at Osif.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I'm really happy, TJ, that you're asking him very personal and intimate questions on a recorded live. I really hope that he divulges everything.
Yes.
And there he goes by answering. Man, I'm so dumb. I take nothing. Literally nothing. Phantom pain kept me up all night before last. I should be taking something.
Yeah.
I only know what phantom pain is because of that episode of House. You know, that episode of House where he has the guy who's lost his hand and he just gets him to like extend the fingers of one hand, like with a mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and I was like, oh, phantom pain.
Is with the phantom hand. Yep.
Yeah, that was so cool. Sorry, we're very off topic. So I think
we never do that. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
I'm just glad you're able to pull it off without a Thanksgiving meal in front of us this time.
I can pull it off under very different circumstances. I don't need to see a chicken pretending to be a turkey. Yeah. And that was how we dropped down to 3. Hi, Katie. I'm so sorry for saying inappropriate things. I apologize. I don't pick favorites, but you're my favorite, Katie.
I've read this the opposite way.
Oh, yeah. She asked for Versland.
Yeah. So, anywho.
People's favorite. You're welcome.
No. But, so, I think that's it. Joe, not smart. So, I think we can probably wrap it up there. If there's no other questions, we can probably wrap it up.
Has this been for almost
2 hours? We're brushing up on 2 hours, which is what we did last time.
It is, but like we knew. He's saying I'm going to come out and see Michael before the summer's over. I'm inviting Brian to Michael's house. So he has invited me quite a few times, apparently, to the house. And I have, said, sure, but never committed to it. But he's going to come visit me in Ireland. So that works out. That's happening in February. So that'll be awesome.
get to go.
Yes, Katie doesn't get to go. She's very sad.
Are you though, Katie? I need to see tears. Give me some conviction.
I mean, I guess you really want me to?
No. I'm not the bad guy here.
She graduated high school and now she is an adult and she has to work a full-time job.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, life is hard, right?
Michael, why can't you just work harder, write more books, earn more money so she doesn't have to work? And then she can learn absolutely no life values and just be a mooch for the rest of her life and gets to go to Ireland.
What?
Like Naomi.
Yeah, I know, right? What's wrong with me? Why am I not like this?
I've never been a mooch. I paid for your gas even whenever I made like $250 every 2 weeks.
I know.
Katie, I know that you are indignant right there, but your voice, your pitch went so high that all I heard was so I need to bring that right back down to Barry White and Darth Vader. Anyway, I apologize, Katie. I'm enjoying wine, and that is killing me. It always terrifies me when I see on another tab, Jez has messaged you.
You're like, what did I do?
Okay, so Jez is talking about Jez is talking about, like, just so you know, and it's a disclaimer that, just to be clear, the calendar idea was floated a few times. It's for charity, and it was totally Michael who raised it this time. I think that we should absolutely never do a calendar.
No, it needs to happen, and it's going to be you and I on on the same page, and we will be in Speedos.
Okay, first of all, shut your whore mouth. I apologize for my language, Katie.
I'm used to it. It's okay.
So there's been a few things that have been told to me, and I find these things out after the fact, after other people have discussed my participation. And so it's funny, on one side I had Jez pinging, like being like, hey, by the way, this is about the thing with the calendars. And then on another tab, Geneva is literally like, it's happening. Just accept it. And I'm like, do you know what I love about me and Geneva is that the Atlantic is between us. In that she's a lot less terrifying when she's far away. Dragon Con is going to be terrifying. Goodbye, TJ. Hugs and kisses. He said that. I just read it out. Okay, yeah, thank you, Geneva.
Yes.
That's not how I say goodbye. For now, just wait. Now, no, don't move to Ireland. I'm getting him to move to Ireland because, you know, Joe, you're totally able to fucking come to Ireland. We will absolutely bring you here. You can be a personal trainer. That'd be great. I'm fat, so help. Anyway, but there have been a few ideas that have been kind of floated around of how.
See it.
What?
Katie says she needs to see your cup.
See
she wants to see your cup again.
I'm blind.
This?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought there was something cooler with it. Never mind.
Wow. It's like,
yeah,
I just find this very funny. It's like, I have an entire case here that is just like, a drawer that is just filled with empty bottles from alcohol. I'm like, it's just like, tell me you're a writer without telling me you're a writer. And I'm like, you know, I don't know. There's just alcohol all over my desk. But Joe, I'd actually like you to weigh in on this. So one of the things when Geneva was talking to Michael, she asked, like, are there any sort of like skills that you have that you think would be very good in the promotion, you know, or maybe the marketing aspect of what we could do for Legion, of, you know, maybe things that you could do. And could you, Michael, explain to the audience what you suggested of how, if you walked into the woods, what you would need and what you would do?
What I would need? I don't remember what it was.
What you need to bring with you into the woods to survive for a long period of time is what?
Some duct tape, some 550 cord, and a pocket knife or an axe.
And how long would you be able to survive?
For as long as I needed.
So
that's really
this was something that he had said for, like, how can you best market yourself for books? And he's like, well, if you give me these things, I can survive in the wilderness for a very long period of time. And Geneva's comment on this, I was like, well, that's unhinged. I hope you said no. Maybe you could do some live interviews. You know, that's healthy. Geneva's suggestion was, could you take Brian? And I literally know that the entire episode of each episode of this happening would essentially be Michael literally making a hut. Michael making a fucking, like, you know, water stream. He made an estuary for no apparent reason with duct tape. And like all of these fucking things happening, and it'll just be me bitching and moaning the entire time on a fucking log. And just be like, this bullshit, this shit, I hate you, I hope you die. And then at the very, very end, at the end of every episode, be like, actually, that's pretty cool. Next episode, Michael makes 2 hammocks. You know, just it'd be called the Brian Bitchin' and Michael Makes. Michael Makes, Brian Bitchin'. Yeah. I going by this, would have 3 viewers at least.
I mean, that's better than a lot of the shows that are on TV nowadays.
That's it. And thank you, Joe, for helping to make me look gooder. I look good. Joe, make me look gooder.
Yeah,
That is terrifying. I look forward. So I think we can wrap it up there. I'd like to thank absolutely everyone, all three of you, for turning up and talking to us. Absolutely wonderful. Really appreciate it. I also agree that it was a lot more lackluster without Michael's feast in front of him. But I did think that the printer and Butterscotch the cat was a wonderful addition.
Indeed.
5, I think. Oh, thank you, Paul. He's back. But yeah, it was an absolute pleasure, and hope you enjoy our books. Really, and if you do, let us know, because we are constantly on the edge.
Don't let them go, please.
Yeah.
No, it's like first it's like, come fix the printer. No, stay on the live. It's like, what's going on? Pick a fucking lane, family. But yeah,
It's funny.
Yeah. Oh man, we forgot you were supposed to read the "I Like Big Butts" lyrics.
That was never once discussed.
Well, it was discussed without you.
No. You show me the post where that was anywhere, and I will do it.
It was discussed just without you present.
Never once discussed with you. Thank you, Geneva. Have you maybe thought why I might not have remembered? Like, this is active bullying. Like, I just wanted to be a fucking writer. And yet it's just like, no, Brian, use the sultry voice and you say big butts cannot lie. Katie, I swear to God, did you choke just with that sentence?
The big butts cannot lie.
Ah, fuck it, I've work in the morning. Let's go. Oh no, I accidentally went to image search.
Just the chorus. All you gotta do is the chorus, right?
Okay. It's telling me in fucking asterisks that this is a rap and that I should probably do it that way.
Oh, okay.
So I imagine I'm doing this in the exact same way I did Justin Timberlake.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow. Katie, tell me how you really feel. That one's going to the fucking brim. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to know how I actually feel.
Mm-hmm.
Sure I do.
No, you
It's
don't.
not now. Oh, fuck, I love that one. Okay. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Wanna pull up, though? Because you notice that butt was stuffed. Deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh, baby, I wanna get with you and take your picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but that butt you got make me so horny. Oh, rump of smooth skin, you say you wanna get in my Benz? Well, use me, 'cause you ain't that average groupie. I've seen them dancing. The hell with romancing. She sweat, wet, got it going like a turbo vet. I'm tired of magazines saying flat butts are the thing. Take the average black man and ask him that. She gotta pack much back. So fellas, yeah. Fellas, yeah. Has your girlfriend got the butt? Hell yeah. Well, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake that healthy butt. Baby got back. Holy shit! Baby got back's here. Justin, where were you? I like 'em round and big. And when I'm throwing a gig, I just can't help myself. I'm acting like an animal. Now here's my scandal.
Oh my God.
Would you like me to keep going, Michael?
You almost killed me.
I want to get you home and double up. I ain't talking bad Playboy, 'cause silicone parts were made for toys.
Oh my
I
God.
want 'em real thick and juicy. So find that juicy double. Mix-a-lot's in trouble, begging for a piece of that bubble. So I'm looking at rock videos, knocking these bimbos walking like hoes. You can have them bimbos. I'll keep my women like Flojo. A word to the thick soul sisters. I wanna get with ya. I won't cuss or hit ya. But I gotta be straight when I say I wanna. Till the break of dawn. Baby got it going on. A lot of pimps won't like this song, 'cause them punks lie to hit it and quit it. But I'd rather stay and play, because I'm long and I'm strong, and I'm down to get the friction on.
You're so bad. Oh, man.
Wow. So a cup is not full unless you have to lean over and sip off the top before you pick it up.
Oh man.
Nobody caught your image search comment golden. Oh, thank you, Joe.
I'm sweating because I almost died.
So Paul wants me to do Dicked Down in Dallas next.
That's different live. I know it's got to be after midnight for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. So, Paul, do you want a couple of paragraphs?
You're actually trying to kill me, aren't you?
100%. I have never, ever had this much joy. The clue should be written all over my face, Michael. This is the happiest I've ever been.
I don't see it.
I'm so sorry, Katie. I have a resting Brian face.
Mhm.
Have you guys got to hop off? I don't think my 11-year-old needs to read the closed captions on this next part. Actually, you know what? Oh, no. Yeah, I thought the first paragraph is totally fine. The next one is not. You know what? Just for you, Paul. Dicked Down in Dallas lyrics.
Oh no!
I bet she didn't think twice about Amarillo. Oh no. Oh no, Naomi. No.
What's going on?
Earmuffs.
What's going on?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. You can.
That's why Katie's my favorite. So
I feel insulted. I'm the one who's here the most.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I know, and that's why I like Katie more. So it's the wine talking. I care. I do. Anyway, sorry. So I bet she didn't think twice about Amarillo. Hell, Denver all but once crossed her mind. She's flying down 40 like a bat out of hell for Memphis. She left me all alone in Montgomery tonight. That is sweet and innocuous and mysterious, isn't it? That sentence is as it. And then the next paragraph. She's getting dicked down in Dallas. Real out in Raleigh. Tag teamed up in Tennessee. Anal in Austin, but fucked in Boston. Living neck down in New Orleans. Hunting me through hell. Fucking someone else. Now I'm the one on my knees. Praying she'll come back. Give me that sweet ass. But I already know that she's getting dick down in Dallas. Dick down in Dallas. Dick down in Dallas. She's probably in the Lone Star State, sucking off old what's his name? What her daddy looks like. It's actually really it's really appropriate because I wonder what her daddy'd say. Maybe he's the one to blame. Literally so on point, Michael. Anyway, I'm going to stop there. Paul, I am never reading that ever again. Thank you so much for your contributions to tonight. It was wonderful, Paul. Really appreciate you being here. Never comment again. Thank you. But no, it has been an absolute pleasure. Geneva, actually, Michael, is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up?
I don't think I can follow anything up with that beyond the near-death experience.
You're so dramatic and extra. Why do you have to make it always about you? It's just like, oh, I'm potentially dying. It's like, bitch, you've done that for years. It's like everything tried to kill you, and now suddenly it's like, oh, words hurt me. No, come on. Anyway, it was an absolute pleasure, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We apologize for the crude language, the horrendous readings, and general shit. So read our books, please, and we'll continue doing this forever. Geneva, you can cut us off whenever you want.
Yes, cheers.
Thank you, everyone.